Cinema is a language. It conveys ideas, emotions, and stories through visual signs and symbols. Like any language, it has its own grammar and syntax. This language evolves across cultures and times. It adapts to different historical periods and locations. We'll explore the evolution of film language, focusing on 1920s Russia. In 1920s Russia, film became a powerful communication tool. The Soviet government used cinema to reach a diverse, often illiterate population. Film served as propaganda, education, and art. Filmmakers like Eisenstein, Kuleshov, and Vertov pushed cinema's boundaries. They saw film as a tool for shaping perception and conveying ideas. The Soviet montage era transformed film experiences. It used image juxtaposition, rhythmic editing, and camera work to create meaning. This artistic exploration was tied to the socio-political climate, challenging traditional communication and engaging audiences viscerally. The Russian filmmakers of the 1920s recognized that film was not merely a form of entertainment. They saw it as a powerful tool for social commentary, political persuasion, and artistic expression. These pioneers of early cinema understood the power of the moving image to transcend cultural and linguistic barriers. They sought to create a cinematic language that was universally understood, a language that could speak to the masses and ignite their imaginations. This period of experimentation and innovation led to the development of montage, a technique that became synonymous with Soviet cinema. Moving camera, entic camera movements, like their human movement equivalents, never happen without a stimulus or motivation. Camera movements divide into three kinds of motivation, which resemble active and passive ways of attention to an event. Subject-motivated, where the camera follows a moving subject or adapts to a change in composition. Relatively passively, it adapts to keeping a subject in view. Search-motivated, in which the camera's mind actively pursues a logic of inquiry or expectation. This mode probes, anticipates, hypothesizes, interrogates, and even goes ahead of the action. Refreshment motivated, in which the camera simulates the human tendency to look around when we run out of stimuli. Camera movements generally have three phases. Initial composition, static, hold making an initial statement before the camera begins movement. Movement, with its particular direction, speed, and even its subject to follow, such as a moving vehicle. Concluding composition, static hold after the movement, making a concluding statement. Camera movements from a static position point of view. Using film effectively depends on maintaining the unspoken collusion between ends and communicator by using film conventions that are neither cliched beneath the audience, nor so private that they go over the audience's ethnographers who projected edited footage to isolated tribespeople noticed instance that their subjects understood the story until the film cut to a close. The tribespeople lost concentration because they could not understand why camera eye jumped close. They were unaware of the convention that a close signifies not physical closeness, but a stripping away of surplus detail to empty attention. Meaning and signification are a cultural work in progress. That is, film audiences and film language are in slow, inexorable evolution. These include turning, looking up and down, and looking more closely. Pan, short for panoramic shots, occur when the camera pivots horizontally, mimicking the way we turn our head to scan a horizontal subject, like a land crab dollying is when the camera travels sideways like a crab. The equivalent is accompanying someone and looking at them sideways as you walk. Shots and subjects in juxtaposition. When any two shots are juxtaposed, we look for meaning between their relationship. A plus B does not equal AB, but rather C, a new meaning. This can in fact be done within a single composition. In the 2002 documentary 9/11 by Jules and Gideon Naudet, a single shot reveals how a crumpled aircraft engine cowling has landed next to an equally crumpled waste bin whose sign says, "Do not litter." Juxtaposed within a single shot, these objects comment on the irony of fate. Juxtaposing in a composition or between shots edited together aims to implant associations and is used blatantly in advertising. The richly attired couple next to the Mercedes, the bag of fertilizer standing amid a rich green lawn, the bride in her wedding dress running barefoot on the beach outside a Caribbean hotel. A comic strip, however, juxtaposes key frames, especially significant moments, to compress a lengthy process and convey its essence. Each chosen moment makes us imagine, that is, co-create, the progression from the previous one. Film's favourite form of juxtaposing is the cut from one image to another. Juxtaposing scene against scene enables the cinema to fly through space and time. By now we are trained to infer the narrative intention. Figure 4, 2, and the remainder of this section show some examples with explanations and illustrate an engaging disagreement between two early Russian editing theorists. Continuity and expository editing. Examples 1 through 5 in Figure 4. 2 illustrate Pudovkin's categories of juxtaposition, in which exposition, building the information of a storyline, and continuity of action from shot to shot, or montage in its simplest form, is the art of editing. It involves assembling shots in a specific sequence to create meaning. However, for the Soviet filmmakers, montage was more than just a technical process. It was a philosophical approach to filmmaking. They believed that the true power of cinema lay in the juxtaposition of images and the collision of ideas that could be created through editing. One of the most influential figures in the development of montage was Sergei Eisenstein. In his seminal work, Battleship Potemkin, Eisenstein masterfully employs montage to depict the uprising of sailors against their oppressive officers. Through a series of carefully edited shots, he conveys the chaos, brutality, and ultimately the triumph of the rebellion. The Odessa Steps sequence, with its iconic image of the runaway pram bouncing down the steps, remains a testament to the power of montage to evoke visceral reactions and etch itself into the viewer's memory. To fully grasp the impact of Soviet montage, it's crucial to understand its key components. This wasn't merely about assembling shots, it was about constructing meaning through their juxtaposition. The Kuleshov Effect, for instance, demonstrated how the meaning of a shot could change based on the images preceding and following it. A neutral shot of an actor's face could convey hunger, sorrow, or desire, depending on its context within the edit. This challenged the traditional notion of a shot's inherent meaning, highlighting the constructed nature of cinematic reality. Beyond editing, Soviet filmmakers explored other facets of film language. Camera movement became a powerful tool for guiding the viewer's gaze and shaping their experience of the narrative. A low camera angle, for instance, could imbue a character with a sense of power and dominance, while a high-angle shot could make them appear vulnerable and insignificant. These techniques weren't merely stylistic flourishes. They were deliberate choices designed to elicit specific emotional and intellectual responses from the audience. The use of perspective, both in terms of camera work and narrative point of view, also played a crucial role in shaping cinematic language. By manipulating the camera's position and lens choice, filmmakers could control what the audience sees and how they see it. This control over perspective allowed them to manipulate the viewer's understanding of space, time, and even the character's psychological states. This exploration of cinematic language wasn't limited to the Soviet Union. It influenced filmmakers worldwide, shaping the evolution of film as a global language of storytelling. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe button. See you soon.